All right, today we got Ryan Pryor, like Richard Pryor. And Ryan and I spoke at a nonprofit event dealing with e-commerce. And I was very excited. I learned a lot from his presentation. And it's something that a lot of people in my world, the barber styling world, the hair world, the beauty industry, they need to know this. They don't know this. They're building these Shopify websites, Wix websites. They're not getting any traffic, which means they're not getting any sales. They're starving, and they're wondering how the Razor Chicks of the world, the Kim Kimballs of the world, are getting all of this massive traffic. Yes, they're known, but there are a lot of small hairstylists and barbers and people in the beauty profession that are getting massive amounts of traffic. And in order to sell products, you got to get traffic to your website. It's like having a physical store. In order to sell a lot of products, you got to get people coming in that store. The more people that come in that store, the more sales you're going to generate, the more chances you get to sell. So if you built this website and you have not done the SEO and all of these other technical, the meta tags, things that Ryan gets paid tens and thousands of dollars to do for these companies and entrepreneurs, you're definitely in for a treat, because what Ryan is going to do, he's taking his time and he's going to share the secrets, the shortcuts. He's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and money. What he gets paid tens and thousands of dollars for per month, which is probably six figures per year. You're going to be able to take this online course and be able to do this easily from your home, from the comfort of your home. So, and it's going to be at a very economical, affordable price. So I just want to thank Ryan for doing this. So without further ado, Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself, about all the things you've done. I know you've been a part of a company that sold for $129 million. They sent you a nice check in the mail, but I'm going to stop and the floor is yours, Ryan. Tell us about who you are, what you do.
Yeah. Well, first off, Chen, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. This is exciting stuff. I have built, so things to know about me is I live in Nashville, and I've been here for about 20 years. 12 years ago, I got into doing digital marketing, doing SEO, doing Google ads, doing local Google My Business listings. I have built 3 different teams at 3 different companies, one of them being my own company, to do digital marketing, SEO, Google ads, all that kind of stuff. I've worked with automotive dealers, both the individual ones you'd find in your common town, right? But also Mazda North America and Kia. I've worked with roofers and nonprofits and franchise developers like Sonic, and then camping chair makers, ride sharing app. I just did that earlier this year. And as you said, yeah, I worked with a bunch of hospitals for the last few years, and then the company I was with just sold last month, I think, for $129 million. So that was a pretty good little situation to be in. But as you said, we're here to talk about SEO. There's a lot of ins and outs of it, but I wanted to go ahead and boil it down and make sure that everybody that joins us can do this, that we can give them the tools to do this, make it very achievable. So help me out. Where makes sense for us to start?
So a lot of people in the beauty profession,
yep,
they get these websites built, whether it's Shopify or Wix, WordPress or whatever. They come out with their own product line or their own tools or whatever, and after that, they have these big dreams of sleeping and being able to retire from behind the chair and just people buying from their website. But one, they're dependent on Instagram and Facebook, thinking they can post pictures and do videos, and people are just going to go to their website and buy. But a lot of them have had their dreams literally almost crushed or killed, because now they have all of these products sitting in the garage or in the closet or in the corner. Even some of them have wrote books, and they're not getting traffic. And even when somebody comes to the site, they don't buy. And I
Right.
know that's going to be later on down the road where we'll
Yeah.
tell them about funnels and lead capture pages and automated email sequences. But first,
Yeah.
they got to get the traffic to the store. And that's where you come in. You're
Yeah.
the expert. They've got this website built. And I know a lot of them don't know about the SEO, what you do. And people that do know, a beauty professional, the average one cannot afford to be paying someone tens of thousands of dollars per month to drive all of this traffic to their store. And that's the first component, the first problem. The second problem, these beauty professionals, barbers, stylists, nail techs, makeup artists, lashes, they open up a business, a physical location.
Right.
And then they're just sitting in the chair. No clients are coming in.
Yeah.
They
Not
don't have
good.
any traffic. So therefore, they're not making money with this physical location, and they're not making money from their website. They have all the graphics, the pretty pictures and all that, but no traffic. So
Right.
can you tell us, break it down in layman's terms, the mistakes? And then I want you to tell us what they need, what you do. So it can open their brain up and realize they need this class. They need your services.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll start at the top, big picture, work our way down into what to do. Right. So it's important. I think it's really important to start with what is a search engine, and it's it can seem complex to people, but I like to look at it as if it was a library. Google, Bing, all those, they're just big libraries, and they go out into the internet and they look for websites. They look for your website. They look for other websites out there, and they say, all right, we're going to put these into a big database. And then when someone searches for, hairstylist near me, or black hairstylist, or I need a flat iron, or whatever, when they search for something like that, Google goes, all right, here's all the things I could be using, boom, and puts them on a page for you to decide. That's how the search engine works at the fundamental level. It is a system in which you or I can go ask a question, even if the question is short, like barbershop near me. I can ask that question and Google tries to give you back an answer like it's over here, or this is the flat iron you think you might want, that kind of thing. So I think that's a really good starting point to understand the landscape that we're in. It is a world in which the person has to decide, I'm looking for this thing, as opposed to Instagram or something like that, where they're thinking about, what their friends are doing, or, their children or something. And then we see an ad and they're like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Right. So this is a little bit more of an engaged, aware, active audience, which is why you want to be in front of them, because it's the moment they're thinking about doing something.
So they go in and search from their phone or whatever, black hair salon, or how to make the hair grow, whatever, and then you can pop up. So, but in order to make that happen, you go behind closed doors in the back of the website and do some stuff. And that's similar to YouTube also, right?
YouTube is very similar. Oh yeah, very similar.
If you type in how to open a barber school or cosmetology school, guess who pops up first?
Yep.
Me. So if we were to share a screen, let me see, YouTube. Can you see the screen?
I can see a Word document. Yep.
Okay, you see a Word document. Let me, what about now, YouTube? Can you see this?
Still a Word document.
Okay, still a Word document. So let me stop the share and share again. What about now?
Now we got YouTube. Yep.
How to open barber school.
Yep.
Out of billions of people, guess who pops up first?
Look at you. Look at you there.
So these are the kind of things that you know how to do.
Yep.
Okay, on Google. So now this is going to be very informative for them to take this course to know how to do that, because if they can pop up first or in the top 3 or 4 or 5, what does that mean to their business?
It means traffic, which means sales. or people coming in the shop to get hair done, right? If you're not on page 1 of Google, people will find you if they're diligent, if they want to look, but not very many people. I think everybody could relate to, I'm doing a search on my phone, I do a swipe, I don't see what I want, I move on to something else. Maybe I type a new search in, maybe I give up and go into the restaurant to buy my food or something, right? So if you're not in that top ranking on Google, when someone's actually thinking about you, thinking about what it is you might do, you're not going to get that traffic, right? So you're missing out. You're missing out on customers that are saying, hey, I'm looking to have my hair done, or I'm looking to buy a product related to hair. And that's what we're going to try and solve, right?
Right. And even a lot of them sell hair too, like hair weave and stuff. So
right.
If they went into a store and the product was on the shelf, but it was in the back hidden somewhere,
right.
That's almost like if they can't find you, they can't buy from you.
Sure. This is like you went and spent a lot of money on a really nice car and then just left it in a garage somewhere. It's not doing you any good. That's right. What your website is like if you don't have traffic coming to it.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do, showing us step by step and take us by the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you something, Ryan. A lot of people in the beauty industry are not tech savvy. Some are scared of computers or whatever. But what you're going to do is hold us by the hand and take us step by step. Click here, click that.
Yep. Yep. You're frozen. I don't know if you can see me still, but you froze up.
Okay, Ryan, can you share some of the mistakes that they're making after they have the website built? Tell us some of the mistakes why they're not getting sales and getting traffic.
Sure. Sure. Well, I mean, the biggest mistake that comes from this situation is that people put up the website and they just expect it to work, right? I mean, the root of that is that they haven't done the research and haven't put keywords on the website that Google can see and then say, this website's about, pick your topic, right? Hairstyle, hair products, whatever it is. So just by having a website doesn't mean you automatically get traffic. So that's one of the biggest things. And one thing we'll take care of too in the latter part of this series that I want to make sure that we cover is for what's called a robots.txt file. And it sounds really technical. We'll get in there and look at it. There's a lot of web systems out there, WordPress being one of them, where that particular file type is in place as a default, and it blocks search engines from being able to see your website. So that's a real big mistake I've seen before as well. Had an agency call me a few weeks ago about that very problem. Anyway, I think the keywords not getting on the website is the first major problem that people have when it comes to getting their site ranking. Then another problem that people run into more frequently is that even if they've done a little bit of that kind of work, they've listened to somebody who says, you have to have a blog to make this search engine thing work. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes that helps. But what I find with that is that a lot of times people, they will start a blog and then they won't know what to do, or they won't have enough time to keep up with that. And then it goes by the wayside and it just looks sad and disappointing. And then they don't feel like they've gotten any results from it. So I think those are some of the main things as far as getting traffic to the website.
Now, when you say the keywords, so you do the research on the keywords. So if somebody types in a keyword on Google or whatever, then their website has a chance of showing up. So
right.
Now, in order to do all of that research and figure out those keywords, so what you're going to do the research for the beauty industry people who have websites that are selling products.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We're going to take care of that.
For these keywords, for you to do that type of work, so that costs about $10,000 or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's it. That keyword research is the fundamental starting point, and it can take a month or 2 months easy. I've got a client I'm working with right now where we spent half the month in just getting some of the keywords together. We're going to have to keep doing it over and over again because it can be a pretty arduous process for sure.
So when they take this course, they'll already know what keywords to use and how to go in the back office of their website and actually put these keywords in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's going to be absolutely crucial for success here for sure.
And that's an advantage that some of these other people have. The Razor Chicks, the Kim Kimbals, all these high people. All right, so now this is getting really good. That's step one. So what's next? Another big mistake. You said the blogs were big mistakes too.
Yep. Well, it can be. Now, one of the things that we want to make sure we cover is blogs. But the mistake that people make is thinking, I have to have a blog in order for my site to rank well and perform well, and that's not always the case. Sometimes you don't need that at all. And so you'll have people out there who are experts that will tell you you have to have a blog because they want to make money off of you having a blog, or selling you a new website, or having them write your content for you. And what ends up happening is a lot of people feel overwhelmed by that, can't keep up with it. It's kind of like if you started your Instagram or your Facebook page and you were real excited about that, and then 3 weeks into it, you realize I haven't posted but twice this week, and that's that's not always going to work for you either, right? So it's similar in that way, but someone might tell you, you have to have this. Now, it can help people, but the mistake is thinking that it will, that is necessary right out of the gate. So for those who will need it, we'll cover that too.
Okay. Now, that blog, because a lot of times they don't understand about the blog.
Sure.
I know in the Shopify website, they have a section where you can create a blog.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of beauty professionals are visual.
Mm-hmm.
I know during the course you're going to actually show, which is going to be really great.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
if we see stuff, we can do it. Anything that we see, we can go mimic it. So
Yep.
you're going to show how to create the blog.
Yep.
All right. Now, just say they selling another product or something, you're going to also show how to do the keywords.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're going to get into the keywords for getting people to your site if they're thinking about needing you to do their hair, but we're also going to look at keywords and how to optimize the site for products you might be selling. Absolutely.
Okay, so if they have, tell us another big mistake. Well, I can tell you another problem that they have.
Yeah.
They don't know how to get physical bodies to their salons, nail places, barbershops. They're like literally shops on every corner.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't know how to get people in. So you have some specific information on how to do that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. We'll cover that too, for sure. Now, one thing we'll probably cover, and I know this is something that you've done a lot with your clients, is how to, once the traffic is on the website, how to convert that traffic, how to make a solid call to action to find the store or to sign up for the email list so you can find out about the specials that are going to be happening or the sales or something like that. So we'll probably touch on that, won't we?
Yeah, we're going to touch on that because I know you're the expert on getting the traffic, getting them in there.
Right.
And I know how to put them in the funnels to convert them, to turn those followers into dollars or those lookers into clients.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, one thing we probably will want to talk about, and I don't know if we'll be able to cover it in this module, is how to think about your Google My Business listings, which is not the same as SEO. So we will probably need to look at that in a separate module. But for those who are not only selling products online, but are also doing hair in their shops, that's something we'll want to talk about. So
right, because they want every barber and stylist, beauty professional, they want more clients. If it's not for themselves, they want it for the salon or the barbershop.
Yep.
So, and you know how to get those people in there.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
So they will learn that in the course too.
Yep. We're going to cover all of it.
Anything else that they're going to learn?
Well, we're going to go through I'll take you through the specifics, of course, like we talked about. Some of those items that we will be looking at are the keywords and how to apply them. That's the starting point. Got to have those. And then behind the scenes, items where we'll try and show you how to apply them are the title tags, the meta descriptions, page headers, page copy, images, and the ways you can use video to also make your site more attractive to both the search engines and the people who come. Then another item we're going to look at that's behind the scenes that has less to do with keywords, but it still makes a big difference to the search engine, is your sitemap. A lot of systems have a sitemap, but a lot of them are wrong. So we're going to make sure we cover that. And then, like I said a little while ago, too, the robots.txt file is one we're going to make sure we cover as well. So those are just the starting points. I know we'll probably get into other things along the way, like how to name your pages. Those are important things, too. So where does that take us?
Okay. So where this takes us, if a beauty professional is out there, and they're going to be watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
Right.
If they're out there and they don't do this, what's going to happen?
I think it's exactly what we were talking about earlier. They're going to be sitting around wondering why they're not selling any products. You know, they're going to spend a lot of money, whether it's on the website or on the products themselves being in the store with them. And they're not going to have anybody coming to the website. They may not have anybody coming to the store. So you're not going to be selling the products. You're not going to be cutting the hair. Feels like a lose-lose scenario in that. So
they think that they can just build this website and then they're going to sell all these products. So what is that equivalent to? Is that like having a pretty car with no engine or no gasoline to take it where it needs to go, or what?
I think it's actually sort of like you bought a really nice car, and maybe you even did fill up the engine. You spent the money on getting all that stuff. I mean, fill up the gas tank, and maybe you even bought some stuff to put in the trunk, but then you just left it in your garage because no one could see it once it's driving around. You spent the money on the gas. It's kind of burned cash at that point.
Now, why is it that when people build websites, they don't do this part? Because a lot of people don't know about this part, what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. That is absolutely something that happens every day. It is because doing search engine optimization, SEO, is an entirely different skill set than building a website. People who build websites think in terms of pretty pictures, think in terms of the way it can be designed so that the video will automatically roll when you come to the page, or there'll be a blinky light thing or something like that. Sometimes the people who code the websites think about how they want the button to work, or they want the menu to drop down or something like that. And those are all important things. There's nothing wrong with any of those aspects at all, but neither of those people, the designers or the developers, are thinking about what happens after they have that website live for you. And that's where we come in.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start, you're going to take us behind the scenes in module 1 and take us step by step. So the people that are ready to get started, they'll be able to enroll in this course and go step by step.
Right. Yep.
All right.
I'm excited to get started.
Okay. Now, a lot of people have Shopify sites.
Uh-huh. I have one myself.
You have one yourself. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the Shopify because we still got 30 minutes left, correct?
Yeah, at least.
At least, okay. So what I'm going to do, just so people can kind of get an understanding of a problem.
Yeah, we can take a look in the back office of Shopify. We could do the same thing with Squarespace or WordPress. We can do both of those.
We'll go.
Shopify is probably the best one, especially if people are selling things online.
Okay, so we'll go with. I just do one of mine. Let me see. Well, we'll do this one as a yeah, we're gonna do this one. Okay, with Shopify, let me share the screen. Can you see the Shopify screen?
I can.
Okay, now this site right here. You want to give them a little appetizer?
Sure. So right now we're in the home section. This is great for getting an overview of your shopping, your Shopify store. Yep, and this is where you go to see any of your sales, any of the customer data that you're looking for. You know, you got your customer menu over there. If you've got orders that are waiting around, but there's a couple different types of pages in your Shopify store. The primary one, if you're selling something on Shopify, is probably going to be the actual product listings. So you can go up under products. There you go, and just click on any one of these.
Okay, we're gonna go with let me see. I know she sells hair.
Mm-hmm.
So we stand in the back office or going on the front end?
We'll stay in the back office for right
All
now.
right.
We might be jumping around a little bit.
Okay. Here's some products.
Okay, let's click on one of those.
Okay. She said Brazilian kinky hair. A lot of women buy Brazilian hair.
Right. I tell you what. Let's go ahead and open the front end in a different window so we can jump back and forth. I think if you hit view or right click on view, maybe, yeah, there we go. Exactly. Okay. So we want to make this is helpful because we can visually check on what it is that we're doing when we're in the back office. When we make a change there and we save it, we can come back over here and see if and where it has made a difference on the page, something you can see. So let's jump back to the back office of Shopify. Yeah. And I think it merits attention to just quickly walk people through this whole page. I don't know how many of our viewers are going to have Shopify, but all the aspects of Shopify are the same as what you'll find in the other systems out there. So we got your product title there at the top. We got your page description there right below it with all the Brazilian kinky straight and that bulleted list. And as you go down, then you got your product images. And then you've got all your product information. And a lot of that we're not going to be as worried about. But this piece here is one of the key pieces we'll be touching on. So you can see it says SEO, but it doesn't mean that it's been actually worked on. So this is the part we'll work on. This, and then when you scroll back up, this piece, and then the copy piece right there, the bullets and all that, that'll be the stuff that we work on first and foremost. Do you want to work on this one, or do you want to go look at some of the other aspects?
We want to give them a little appetizer so they'll know what they get into before they invest their time and money into this course.
All right. Well,
like some of the mistakes. Let's fix it. Let's fix a couple of things so they'll know what they're getting.
Sure. So if I was looking for this product, Chen, help me out. What would I search for?
Okay, this product right here is primarily for Afro-American women who want some hair. They want kinky straight hair. They want long hair. They want it to be authentic, 100% human hair.
Right.
They usually buy about a bundle. And they want it Brazilian.
Okay, so you think someone who wants this is going to type in Brazilian kinky straight hair? Is this going to be, I want to buy it? Is there going to be sizes, do you think, that they'd be looking for?
They're going to be looking for hair that doesn't tangle, doesn't shed, it lasts a long time, maybe a couple of years, is not processed.
Okay, well, let's start there. So this is where we get into the thing about keywords. And since we don't have our keyword research in front of us right now, we're going to do that in a little while. We're just going to talk through it as if we knew exactly what to put in here. We still need to go do that research, but we'll start with Brazilian kinky straight hair. Or is it a weave?
Yes, weave, but straight hair. They know what that is. Brazilian kinky straight hair.
Okay. The reason I ask is because even if they know what it is, it doesn't mean that Google knows what it is.
Okay.
And that's an important distinction. So, and this title here is, this title is what we want to leave alone because it matters inside of Shopify. It doesn't matter as much to Google. So what we want to probably type in first is underneath the copy block there. We're going to do a couple things here real quick.
What, in description or where?
Yeah, in description. That's all copy there. Right. The first thing I'd do is I would take where you've got Brazilian kinky straight right there in bold, and I would put hair right at the end of straight, the word hair. And then I would put 100% authentic hair. I would put a return there so that it jumps onto a new line.
What's the purpose of that?
So people can see it. Now, before we make any changes, this is where I want to double check. Let's go back to the front end there in that other tab. Let's scroll down a little bit and see what we got. Okay, it shows up there. Awesome. Now, I think what we want to do is go back to our back end there, the back office, yep. And see, I want you to highlight the Brazilian kinky straight hair. And then right underneath where it says description, there's an A and an arrow down. Oh, on the other side, sorry. Right underneath the word description, yep. And I want you to make that a heading one.
Why heading one? They need
All right.
to know that.
Yeah, so heading one, and delete that little dash at the end. I don't think we need that now because of the way it's going to look on the page. A heading one is a different type of code. Even though it looks the same to you and I on the page, behind the scenes in the actual code of the website, it is different looking to the search engine. So now we've saved that. Let's just let's double check what it looks like on the front end. Let's refresh this page. There you go. See, there you go. So Brazilian kinky straight hair. You can see how it's much bigger. It's got that styled color to it now. And to you and I, if we came to this site fresh, having not known that we did all this, this would look, you know, relatively the same as what we had just a few minutes ago. But to a search engine, now that we've changed the code behind the scenes, this is what we've got. Now, do we want to go look at the code itself?
Yeah.
All right, then in that top right.
Give them a little bit more. So
Okay, in that top right corner of the description box, there's a little that right there, show HTML. So we're getting into the nitty gritty, and you can see at the top there it says H1 in brackets, H1 strong, Brazilian kinky straight hair, strong H1. You see that part?
Break that down. What does that strong mean?
Yeah, well, strong is when we see it as bold. You know, a lot of times you'll see that language in your code when you've made it bold looking on the front end. But the piece that we care the most about in this piece right here, this view, is that H1. Now you can see where it says H1, and then at the end of the line it says /H1.
Yes.
That means that you have both opened and closed H1, a heading 1 tag. And you can see as you look down the rest of that, if you want to make your eyes bleed a little bit, it's got things like P in parentheses right below it. And all that's great, but it's not as important to a search engine as when you have an H1. Okay? When a search engine comes to your website to try and understand what it is, it's looking for what we call like signals or beacons on the page that, you know, just little bits of information that it can say, oh, okay, now I know what this page is about. And one of the primary things it's looking for is an H1 tag to tell it, okay, that's what this page is about. So that's where we want to make sure that we've always got an H1 on the page, a heading 1. And sometimes if we can figure out where to put it in, we might even add an H2, a heading 2 tag. So let's go back to the, in the description part there. Click back on that so we can see it again. Yep, there we go. And let's see here. All All right, so I think everything that you've got in that list is great. What we could do is maybe, for the sake of repeating, to get the keyword in there. Now we don't want to be crazy, but to get the keyword in there, we might, underneath of all the bullets, write something like, what's something that would be a good, this is where we can use our sales mentality. What's something we could use here? We already said 100% authentic hair. We might be able to say,
but they don't like, they want it, let me see, no tangling, no matting.
okay. No mat.
No shedding.
Yeah, well, we want to use Brazilian kinky straight hair again if we can. So but we can use it a different way, like you're talking about. So like, no tangling, Brazilian. Yep, no tangling. Maybe we put exclamation point. No shedding. There we go. Exclamation point. Brazilian. And we could say kinky straight hair. We could say Brazilian straight hair. Whatever. Maybe it doesn't have to be the exact same wording, but as long as we get that stuff in there. Yep. 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 And then let's just, for the sake of making it look complete, let's hit return, and then below it, just type one more phrase about it. So
no tangling.
Yeah, no tangling.
Exclamation.
No, we could just make this a sentence, right? We're just trying to increase the amount of. This is where we're.
Well, a sentence. This hair does not shed. This hair does not shed, does not tangle, does not mat, or what do you mean?
Yeah, no, you've hit it right there. Let's just type all that out. This hair does not tangle, does not shed, does not mat. Will have you looking gorgeous for years to come. I mean, don't they want to know how they're going to look?
Yeah.
All right. And we can come back and tweak some of this a little bit more later if we decide there's more stuff we want to say.
Now they want to know that it lasts long too.
Okay, yeah, let's put that in here.
Okay. Now
we got last for fears there, so let's make sure this hair does not shed, last for years, and will have you looking beautiful years to come. So it says last for. We just want to. Yeah, real quick, and then then highlight your no shedding.
You said highlight what?
That part right there, yeah, the no shedding, because remember what we intended to do here. Let's scroll back up a little bit. Now we got it highlighted. We want to turn that into a heading 2 tag. Okay, so on that, yep, there you go, heading 2, boom. And then I'll save that and look at it, reload that. The front end of the website, this is what we call the front end, the part you can see. And boom, there it is. No shedding, Brazilian kinky straight hair. Now, I'm sure people will say to themselves, why on earth did we add that? And the entire purpose of that was to make sure we got Brazilian kinky straight hair back into the picture. Yep. So there it is. You can see it's got H2, no shedding, Brazilian kinky straight hair.
Now, all the stuff that you're sharing right now are tips and secrets on. So when people are Googling this and looking for this, they're going to start showing up and ranking. Is that correct?
That's correct. Absolutely.
Because what you're sharing right now, no one knows this. I promise you, no beauty professional, barber stylist, they don't know this.
Yep, this is tradecraft right here. This is trade secrets, so to speak. Do we want to keep moving along?
Well, I think
a couple more tips.
maybe a couple of more tips, because they probably already convinced, and I mean they know Kim Kimble, Razor Chicken, a lot of these other people, so they know that it's the real deal. But yeah, you can give them some more stuff if you want.
Yeah. Scroll down to the very bottom. This should be pretty quick. There we go. And then it says edit website SEO. So we're going to get into a few more weeds, if you will. So I think we want to here say Brazilian kinky straight hair. You know, we're assuming again that this is what people would be typing in. We might find out later. And now I put a, you know what the pipe is? If you hit shift and then the same key that's got a backslash.
Okay, so you said do what?
The way that I usually have this laid out is to use what are called pipes. Pipe is just another character on the keyboard where it says right above usually above the return key. So you'd hit shift and then the same key that's got a backslash on it.
Uh-huh.
And it should show you just that straight up and down line is what we're looking for.
No, that's a question mark.
Yeah.
And
right above the return key, probably. To the right of that. There you go. Yep, that's the one. And then we say space. Let's see here.
These are Afro-American women looking for this Brazilian kinky straight hair that doesn't mat, doesn't tangle, lasts a long time, 100% human hair.
Yep, let's say no mat Brazilian kinky straight hair.
The shedding is more important.
Okay, well then there you go. No shedding. I'm glad you're here to guide me through this.
100% human hair is important to them too.
Well, right now we're gonna type this piece in.
No shedding.
We're gonna repeat ourselves a little bit. Brazilian straight hair, maybe. I'm not sure. Brazilian kinky straight hair, Brazilian hair, something like that.
Does it need to be a little broad?
Yeah, it can be broad. That's fine.
Okay.
And then a lot of times, what we would do is do another space pipe space.
So space pipe space.
And then we maybe type in the name of the website or the name of the salon or the name of the
Miracle Barbie MD is the website.com.
Let's do that. Let's type in that.
.com.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, let's make it the actual. Let's make it Miracle Space, as if it was the person's name, right? Miracle Space.
Miracle Barbie MD.
Yeah, we don't need the URL. We just there you go. Miracle Space Barbie, comma MD.
Miracle, but her name is Miracle Barbie MD.
Yeah, I'm saying we do that, but we make it look like it's her name.
Oh, okay, Miracle
Barbie.
Like that?
No, yes, like that. Perfect. And then, so that is what we call, Shopify calls it a page title. It is also referred to as the title tag. And then down below it, it says description, which can be a little confusing because I know there's a description up higher on the page. But this is actually referred to in the SEO community as a meta description. And we'll look at that another time, a little bit more in depth. But this is where we can write something about the page that we want to say. It's almost like the ad copy. So let's just put two quick sentences in here. And I know it already has something there, but we want to see how it's got the entire page's worth of information. We want to strip this down to just the two most important sentences we could possibly say.
They want to know that it's 100% authentic hair.
Yep. 100. Let's start with 100% authentic Brazilian kinky straight hair. There we go. And let's think. No, I think we want the no shedding, no matting, no tangling. And then
Like a sentence.
And no shedding, no tangling, no matting, exclamation point, and then something like shop now at Miracle Barbie. And I think we do it again. We do the shop now. How about shop now with Miracle Barbie MD, like we did in the title there? Yeah, we go. There we go. Exactly. Now, of course, we can come back and change this anytime we want to if we find that there's a better way to present it or a better something like that. And then, now, I think what's right above where you are, right there, it says Search Engine Listing Preview. Scroll back down. And I want to make sure we talk through this just real quick. It says Search Engine Listing Preview, and then it's got everything we typed out right there. The reason this is so important is this is what people will see when they type something in a search engine, and then they start scrolling down. You know, on Google, on Bing, wherever they are, if they start scrolling down the page, what we just typed in here is what they should see. So these are really important. Very important. Everything we did at the beginning of this was to make sure that the stuff that they see when they hit the page is well tuned for a search engine. But this piece is just as important. This is like the making sure you got your sign on the front door, right?
And a lot of people don't have this.
No.
Probably, none of them have this. This course is going to be worth gold to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd say like 90% of the websites in the world don't have this, so they're going to be jumping into the elite group.
I think you've given them enough to convince them.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, this is really good stuff. So let me stop this share. So now when you do this, so this is about tens of thousands of dollars per month.
Right.
Okay. So they're going to start going to this course. It'll be online, so they'll have lifetime access. They'll be able to access it from any electronic device.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there'll be several tiers, so they'll be able to take the online course and do this themselves, or if they have access to the course, I'm sure their web person does not know how to do this. Now,
right.
Even web designers, it'll be great for them to take this course because this can be an added service that they can give to clients. This is totally different than building a website.
Absolutely different. Yep.
Yeah. This is literally more important, I'd say. Anything else you want to share? Because I know we're going to start building out the modules where we record this, and I'll be asking you questions as you build and do this, because my mindset is like a barber or a stylist, the beauty professionals.
Right.
So if they selling any products, you're going to go through that first, and then if they have a barbershop or beauty salon, they're always wondering how they can get more clients. So that's going to be at another module.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. So when we get back together, we're gonna start off with probably talking about the keyword research. That's the secret sauce in a lot of ways, or at least the secret starting point. You know, that's finding the pathway in the woods that nobody else knows about. We're gonna talk about keywords and why they're important and why we picked some of the ones we picked. And then we'll do some of what we just did again so people can start to get comfortable with it, see how it works. They can follow along a little bit more. We'll have the actual keywords that make the most difference for them to use. We'll talk about some of those other elements that go with the pages that I was referring to earlier, with like images, or if we can get video, or if we can do more with the copy. and more places we can apply those keywords. And then kind of down the road in the modules, we'll also talk about the sitemap and the robots file. We might talk about how you can do your URLs on your pages so that they'll work a little bit better for you. And then we, way down the road, depending on which tier they might be buying, we could talk about something to do with links, which is something we haven't addressed, but that's because that is deep in the weeds.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Well, I'm looking forward, and I'm sure all the barbers and stylists, they can't wait for this.
Yeah, good.
So we'll talk later, and I'm going to be sharing with everybody.
Okay, sounds good, Chen. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.